You ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Be pretty good if I fall on camera, won't it? That definitely will make the cut. So what kind of steaks did you bring us?
This little thin, I think they're ribeye.
I didn't bring that grill. What you gonna cook them on? Pan?
Yeah. We'll try it and see how it works. If not, I got Mountain House. Ah, this is where you fell, isn't it? Just trying to go back behind this one.
Yeah, when I walked up back behind in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay on the path. So today, I'm out here with Cody, and we're gonna do 200, 224, 204, Cody?
224.
After 224.
Yeah, 204.
204. Probably camp out there tonight in Sipsey. Then tomorrow we're going to come back down the Sipsey Trail. I haven't been out there since last year, that deep in it. And we're going to get back to Borden Creek. And if we can ford it, we're going to cross it. If not, we're going to add about 5 miles to our trip. But typically you can see the bottom through here, so it's probably up a couple, 2 or 3 feet. Yeah, so when I saw it was going to be cold, I decided I was going to bring an extra quilt and down jacket and that stuff, and I was still bound and determined to get it in that new Osprey pack. And like I said, when I put my sleeping or my tent in there, I was like, this ain't happening. So as usual, I'm packed for the apocalypse.
And it's still trying to squeeze everything in them smaller bags.
So now we get to see what tomorrow's going to look like as far as we cross or we go around. The water is high. Now I think that you could probably carry me on your back and I would stay dry.
I think you probably get wet too and cooking cold. Because I thought that other blanket was dropped. The middle's not as bad. It's mainly the last 5-6 feet on that side.
Yeah, because it's
Where
going
it
to
gets
dip. It's
deep.
going to dip down in that. So yeah, what we're trying to do is determine whether we're going to cross Borden tomorrow. So we've had a couple inches of rain, and we're doing a big loop of probably about 18 miles or so. And if the water doesn't drop a foot or so by tomorrow, so we're counting 1, 2, 3 steps. If we don't get another step down, we'll end up taking the long way around, which is no big deal. It's a scenic, but are we going to be ready for an extra 5 miles this time tomorrow?
Yeah, should be alright.
Yeah. You can carry me?
Yeah.
You're a good man. You're a good man. All right,
Bears don't
here we go. You got a couple runs like this in on Thompson Creek and certainly down at the bottom of Randolph.
Yeah.
But I think that this little trek right through here is one of my favorites through here, just with these hemlocks and this flat trail. That cliff up there. Wait a minute, man, squeeze. Make a good time. So we're out on the boarding trail, and Cody alluded to the moon at night. I don't know if it's that funny of a story now or not, but we were back out here in November, and we're sitting around our campfire at night, and the last thing you want is people walking through your camp after dark. And while we were off the trail, we see these two headlights coming from a distance, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. And we're wondering who'd be camping in, coming in that dark at night. And not that it's really worrying us, it's just kind of like something, I guess, it gets, your mind starts running with you. And all of a sudden they turned and went up the side of one of the canyons. These two lights did. And they disappeared, and about half an hour later I look up and I see more lights appear up on the canyon. And I'm like, man, they're having a party up there. What in the world's going on? And I went out in the bush, got a little better view, and realized it was moon coming up over the canyon, and it was coming through the trees. And I was freaking out that there was some rave on top of the mountain just right above us. So anyway, it was kind of a laugh that night, but we had a good time. What was that moon called? It was a huge moon that night. The whole place, it was lit up like a night light in your tent at night. But anyway, yeah, we took pictures of that moon, and as we were referring to taking pictures of Sipsey, and it never does it justice. Where are you going, Cody? I don't know. I'm going to go for it. I've probably been walking down a trail this wide all day. I used to walk the steel when I lived in Detroit, so here we go. Which fork do I take, Cody?
I go left.
Cody, this is either going to be really funny or Alright. Yeah, this is the spot that we camped down in last November when we saw that big moon out that I thought was a rave up on the mountain. And right now, you see behind me, it's all dead and nothing here, but a couple months from now, this place will be up like a jungle again. And there'll be lots of people walking through the forest. Another one of these beautiful hemlock section of the Borden Trail. Somebody saw the tree down over there. Beautiful waterfall up there. Yeah. don't think you want to walk too close to the wall today. Yep, it's raining down on it. Or maybe you do want to walk close to the wall. We going over or under Fat Man Squeeze? Gonna be wet. What's that?
I'm not ready to ditch this fleece anyway.
It's getting a little hot.
Slide through there and take this off.
So Cody and I, we went climbing over the top of Fat Man Squeeze. We got inside of it. And Cody went in a little bit deeper. And we probably would have sunk up to our knees in there. So we did a little mountain climbing today. Don't tell our wives. But we got across it. Ran into a couple good guys from Columbus, Mississippi. And we left them there contemplating their journey across it, and we're headed on to the bridge at Boarding Creek. Cody, what's your favorite piece of equipment you brought out here today?
Oh, my shoes.
Your shoes?
Yeah.
My shoes, I do like my shoes. I tell you what, I've got that fold down camp chair that Moonlit got off Amazon. I think come tonight, that's going to be my favorite piece of equipment. I thought your water bottle was your favorite piece of equipment because you went swimming for it. What's up with that?
I had to go get it.
Was it the Flott family sticker you had on it, or was it the fact that you just needed that water?
Just need that water.
I think it was a little bit.
The flock fan.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was the flock fam too. So that was a good retrieve. I was taking a picture of a waterfall while Cody was swimming in the river for his water bottle. Coming up on the Borden Creek Bridge. Time for a little quick snack as we get up there. Yeah, there's good sites all over Sipsey for camping.
Oh, you came out here with family and camped there one weekend.
Did you?
Played in the water. It wasn't nowhere near that deep.
Yeah, this is one of a good pair of shoes count. If you are watching Solomon, I'll be a good product tester for you. Right here below the bridge is the sign for the 200. Cody's coming up. Small Cody. There you go. The Borden Trailhead parking is on up that road. Several hundred yards. Here's the entrance to the horse trail, crossing over Borden Creek. Looks more like Borden River today. If I was a kayaker, probably be a good day for that. Headed on across the bridge. We're going to follow an old road bed that's now the horse trail. We're stepping on to 224. Off to the left is a social trail that heads up the other side of Borden Creek. If the water's high tomorrow, we'll end up coming up that way and recrossing the bridge. But here's where we'll head up 224 today for about 4.5 miles to go down and hit 204. Finished eating. We're ready to head up that 224 hill. So it's going to be pretty flat out there. More like a road. I guess it is an old road bed. And we should be able to track a little bit faster along that way. So 224 is thinned down quite a bit. It looks like more of the road has been encroached on by the trees. It's just a nice horse trail now, but it's fairly easy travel. We're about a mile, 0.8 in or so, and making good time, and enjoying the beautiful day. How about you, Cody? You having a good day?
Nice day.
Well, we've come up a big hill on 224 and it's pretty rutted out from runoff and from the horses that come down through here. So it's time for a little bit of a 5-minute break, don't you think? That's all you got? That's how I feel too. That's how I feel too. So we probably got another couple miles till we hit 204.
Yeah.
We'll go find us a camping site and sit down there for the night and eat those 2 steaks that Cody brought in. Are you Chef Cody tonight?
Chef Cody.
Chef Cody.
Hopefully.
All right. So we just took our turn onto 204 and it's 1:30. We started about 8:30 this morning. We've probably come about 6 3/4 miles or so from the Sipsey parking area, and we're headed down 204, and we'll either find a place to camp here tonight, or if we feel advantageous, we may go ahead and shoot down to 209 to one of the spots I've stayed at that I enjoy down there. But anyway, we're making good time and enjoying our day, and we're off of the eternal pine highway that I now call 224. So this is the part of the Sipsey that not many people see. This is 204, and it's a nice trail. It's a little up, a little down, but one thing you notice here is just kind of grass lined. Most of the Sipsey's either a canyon or what I saw on 224 today. It's a pine highway, but now we've kind of moved into this kind of grassy section of the forest. Quite beautiful. So where you want to go? Cody wants to go B. We're going to go B. Down 204. So we're headed down 204, probably pretty close to over where the big tree is. Be coming down on 209. Probably find a place to bed down there tonight. Enjoy the evening. Make a couple steaks. It's going to be a good time. can tell we're coming back down into the Sipsey coating.
Yep.
And these hemlocks starting to come up, and it's amazing how many different kind of ecosystems we've run into today. The canyons and the grassland and the pine barren. Been nice if we'd seen some horses come down the trail today. Tell you what, really dropping steep into that canyon, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just the big tree, but the two waterfalls and the little canyon.
Yeah. It's hard to believe we're in Alabama. Sometimes I'm in here and it feels like North Carolina or North Georgia. Top of the falls above the big tree. Hard to see. Get it through the video here. Yeah, I think we can get it. Big trees right there. So there's the waterfall at the big tree right there behind me. So we're probably about 7.5 miles in right now, and I'm standing right here on the edge, so I think I'm going to find my way out of here. Another shot of the big tree through there. tree. It's big.
Let's tree in Alabama.
Let's head to Sipsey. All right, so there's the big tree. Heading on out of here. So after we got past the big tree, every time I asked somebody how far are we to Sipsey, they would always say a mile. And it seemed like every time I walked a half a mile, they would say another mile. So as we rounded B branch, as it's going to make its final run down to Sipsey, somebody told me a mile. There was this beautiful campsite sitting across the water there, and so we have found our spot for the evening, 8.5 miles in, and we're going to make us a fire and some food and enjoy the evening down here in the Sipsey. Cody, you gonna make us a fire? Ooh, candy. Energy. All right, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm gonna get it together and see what I can do about making us a fire.
Good.
Thank you.
No
I'll show everybody over here what Cody has made for me. Those mashed potatoes.
Yes, sir.
And steak for me.
Yes, sir.
Man, you are a trail angel. I appreciate it so much. We're gonna get to eating now. Well, I've got my energy back. Cody fed me a steak and potatoes and a protein bar and an orange, and life's good. We got a nice place here across the creek. Trail's on the other side. Gonna be able to listen to the water run tonight. Water's still up in Sipsey. Hopefully it won't be up in the at Borden and Sipsey when we go to cross tomorrow. We got quite a few more miles. I was tuckered out. I had not eaten a big lunch today, and by the time we got here I was ready to rest, so it feels good to have my energy back now. But you can see us back there, and see we got a real nice river, or big creek running through. So if you look real close, we've got fish shooting up the water here, which is pretty cool to see. They look like they're probably a pound, maybe two. I'm not quite sure what they are. Kind of white fins, white tails. I don't know if it's a sucker or a carp or something. Not too familiar with it. We get through the hemlocks here, and across the creek is our trail we've got to get back on. So we've got a nice little area here that's not real accessible. And we're set up for a pretty good night. And there's my favorite piece of camp equipment, my Moonlit chair. Well, we made it through the night last night. Stayed warm under our double black diamond blankets, and some mummy bags. Got a little chilly down here. How cold do you think it is? About 30? A little chilly this morning. Cody's making him some ice cold river water. Make himself a cup of coffee or something later, I'm sure. We got about a 6-mile walk out of here today. You gonna put my tent up for me, Cody? Thanks. Fish in this stream last night were active last night, splashing up and around the edge. It sounded like somebody was walking down the creek several times, but there's probably a dozen fish in there. I showed earlier, pound, maybe 2 pounds, and they're real active in this stream, running up and down it and splashing around. I don't know if it's getting close to spawning time for them or what, but they were quite active, especially after it got dark last night. So I'm waiting for Cody to come up the hill. He had to take his shoes off to cross the B branch where the 2 forks come together. And we're probably maybe up 4/10 of a mile from Sipsey, and we're gonna hike on out that way today, and I'm figuring maybe 5.5 miles or so. You can see it's a Sipsey, we know, with the hemlocks back there and big boulders around us. I think we only got about 100 feet of elevation to climb up today, so we're going to go down a little bit and then gradually go back up, but it should be a fairly straightforward walk out. What we want to find out is when we get to Borden Creek, if we're going to be able to cross there, have to walk 2.7 up and 2.7 back to get over to the bridge, but we're optimistic that we're going to be able to hike up our pants and head on across there. And so you see 204 coming into 209 back behind us here. We actually came down the B branch and trail over that way from the big tree and picked up 209, but this right here is where 209 will come into, or 204 will come into 209. So now we're walking down 209 past the 204, and pretty relaxing trip compared to all the climbing and everything we did yesterday. I always enjoy this section, the 209. Here's the 202-209 split. 202 pointing across the water. You can ford across up there, and if you head off to the right, you'll go up to what's the falls up there? Featherhawk Falls. And if you go off to the left, it takes you up the Randolph Trail up that way, and Rippy Cabin is just up that way a bit. Anyway, we're going to keep going down the Sipsey Trail. So Cody and I realized last night when I was watching videos around the campfire that we had filmed that when I'm facing forward, the end of my walking stick is in the upper left-hand corner. So I can tell you I'm not going to re-walk this to get that shot again. What do you say, Cody?
If you want to.
Negatory. It just ain't happening. We're probably about a mile from Fall Creek Falls on the Sipsey 209, and take a little rest here or there. I'm not trying to rush it. It's a journey, not a race. But I think there's a big cheeseburger and a milkshake in my near future. How about you, Cody?
I'll take a beer instead of milkshake.
A beer and a cheeseburger?
Yeah.
All right, I grant you that. Nice little creek crossing on 209. Headed right out to the Sipsey that way. Kind of hoping to catch Cody, bust his tail coming down the hill, but he didn't. So nothing to see here other than a beautiful creek. So here's one of the cool outcroppings on the Sipsey, on the 209. This is just past Fall Creek Falls, and you can see it's beautiful. And I'm ready to get to Fall Creek Falls and take this pack off and eat a Jolly Rancher and head on out this trail. There it is. Fall Creek Falls. How beautiful is that? And on to the car. 1 mile to go. I had to put my phone away. I don't know if you can see my pants. See Cody's pants. We got to Boarding Creek, and we'd contemplated, do we want to walk 5.5 more miles to get out of the Sipsey today to go up the social trail, turn around and come back down 200, and just didn't have it in me. So we got into Boarding Creek. It was about high thigh deep, and we crossed it carefully, and had no way of photographing it because I didn't want to risk dropping anything in the water. but we've got about a half mile to go, and we're going to be done with the Sipsey for this trip. Finished Sipsey, 200, 224, 204, 209, and back out on 200. We crossed Boarding Creek, again about thigh deep in water. That went well. It's actually refreshing. It was kind of cool, and got to see the big tree and about all the waterfalls that are we're seeing. So we'll do it again. Thanks, guys.
Middle's not as bad. It's mainly the last